Now, when global powers label a nation's internal struggles as religious persecution, the stakes go beyond diplomacy. They touch sovereignty, security, and truth. The federal government has met with diplomats in Abuja to dismiss allegations of religious persecution, insisting Nigeria doesn't target any group by faith. Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Dunoma Ahmed argues the claims misrepresent Nigeria's legal structure, adding that national laws protect all religions equally. Information Minister Mohammed Idris has also rejected the U.S. designation, calling it misinformation and stressing that terrorism and banditry in Nigeria are not religiously driven. Meanwhile, tensions rise as the U.S. military reportedly drafts contingency plans ranging from light to heavy strikes after President Trump acted on a false claim of Christian genocide. The New York Times reports that AFRICOM submitted the options to Department of War this week. Okay, BK, let's start from the top. What are the diplomatic steps the federal government is taking in response to President Donald Trump's threat?
Yeah, I'm aware that the two presidents have in communicating through third-party elements. There has not been direct talks, but they are working on that. I know they will eventually have to communicate directly, but the Nigerian authorities are reaching out to President Trump through influential people, some of them close to him. But they've been doing that since late last week, and it is hoped that this back channel communication will lessen the tension. We know that we are dealing with a very stubborn individual, but I believe that ultimately reason will prevail. I don't think that there's anyone who does not have people that will listen to when we're in this kind of situation. Remember, even its issues with some of America's best allies on the matter of trade tariff and all that, it's hard to soften up his stance on some of those countries because communication happened and the reason eventually prevailed. So the Nigerian authorities are not resting on their laurels. They are doing their best to get their message across and make it very clear that that the government is not complicit in the killing of Christians in some parts of the country, and that yes, Christians are being killed, especially in the north central of our country, but Muslims too are losing their lives in the northwest, where banditry is rampant and where we have some bloodthirsty bandit leaders, and in the northeast, where Boko Haram and ISWAP are also very prominent terror groups. So killings are happening in our country, but it's not limited to any faith. And that is the message that Nigerian authorities are trying to get across. You can see that there is no desire to further trigger the American president, but they are trying to find a way to engage him, let him see reason. Look, we can work together, but you don't have to come into our country to drop bombs on any part of our country. You can work with the armed forces to defeat terror in our country without necessarily doing it unilaterally. Is that unilateral military operation without the buy-in of the Nigerian forces that they do not want to see, because nobody knows how that one will end. If it comes in, throws bombs here and there, and there's collateral damage, it becomes a big problem.
Absolutely.
So that's what they are trying to. They are saying, look, we are ready to work with you.
Yes.
You know, to defeat terror. We appreciate your concern, but we don't want you to launch a military attack on Nigerian soil.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, the federal government has convened a meeting with the diplomatic corps, members of the diplomatic corps. Now, how well do you think this will go in resolving this logjam?
Well, first of all, I think it's a diplomatic issue. And a diplomatic issue will require diplomacy in solving it. And I think this is the right step in the right direction, because in international matters of international relations, you have to be very, very careful about the kind of message you are passing across. You see, there could be reactions at home. People could be sentimental. People could be emotional. But the message, the formal message that you pass across to a country like the US, that is absolutely the most powerful country in the world today, is very important. How you phrase your message, what message you pass across is very important. And diplomats are trained in diplomacy.
Yes.
And they are trained in international relations. So they know what to present. And I also love the fact that the Nigerian government has been very, very tactical and careful in responding to this. That is very important, because some people think the federal government could come out and just say certain things. No, because you weigh your battles. Even the Bible says that before you go to war, sit down, count what you have. Are you able to war with this person or not? And don't forget Ukraine today. People that encourage Ukraine to go to war with Russia, they are sitting back. Ukraine is the one suffering the repercussion of war and the rest. So we cannot encourage any anyhow reaction. So I think going diplomatic way is the right thing. And I also think that this is going to resolve the issue. Because the message is that we are against terrorists. We are also against terrorism. That message has to be clearly passed across. So if the government passes across a message of we do not support terrorism, and as a matter of fact, we are interested in any help that could help us to quell terrorism.
They've designated us as a country of a particular concern.
Nigeria is not the only one.
The point is, how do we make President Trump see it differently?
You see, anything that has to do with religious tolerance in any part of the world,
yes,
USA has an obligation under their own system to designate such countries. And it's not just Nigeria. Saudi Arabia is in that list. Russia is in that list. China is in that list, and so many other names. So really, it's not about designating us as a country of particular concern. The real issue here is saying that it's going to bring in force.
The forces.
Yeah, that is the issue. And that is the one that we must, by all means, prevent. And that will depend on the kind of communication that we pass across to the United States about our own determination, about our own efforts, and about our own ability with support to actually do this terror, to fight this terror war. Is very important.
Very, very important.
And once we are able to do that, let me tell you something. War is not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. I know. It's not cheap.
Even for America to send drones, to send whatever, it's not as if it's a cheap expense. But it's like the last resort.
Okay.
And if you also note the president's message, he said, if Nigeria does not act, so there is still a precondition. So it's like if you act, and the way we act going forward will determine a lot of things.
Absolutely.
So that's why I think diplomacy is likely to work. Yeah.
Mikhail, how do we make sure that President Trump sees things differently now?
Yes, we have to...
just in 1 minute, so that we
have to continue to use these diplomatic back channels to reach him, get our message across.
Okay.
You saw the report by the BBC,
yes,
showing clearly that the claim that there is Christian genocide in our country and the data used were defective.
Yes.
So Trump has made this kind of mistake in the past. You can see when he confronted the South African president with pictures harvested from Congo. So, and at the end of the day, the South Africans got their message across. Exactly. We need to do that, and we need to do it powerfully. At the end of the day, I'm confident that reason will prevail. I'll be happy if he assists us to decimate these good-for-nothing people.
Exactly. We need to go on this quick break now, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to the show, Still Journalist Hangout. If you just joined us, I still have Babajide Kolade Otitoju right here, and Olabisi Dij Olitile is still with us. So, still talking about this issue. Now, the U.S. is set for a possible strike. They call that option the heavy option. Deploying fighter jets capable of striking militants, they call that one the medium option, and drones to carry out targeted strikes on insurgents, intelligence sharing and logistical support, they call that one light option. The question is, should Nigeria be open to this?
I think Nigeria should be open to assistance, military assistance, but as they have categorized it, yes, if you want to choose also, you will choose the light option, which is sending drones to particular targets and intelligence sharing, which to me is more diplomatic, provided Nigeria is carried along in whatever the United States wants to do. Yeah, I also understand the fact that US may have its own reservations about carrying Nigeria along. Because if you have a predetermined notion that a country is not fighting for the people as they ought to, but don't, if you have such in mind already, you are already biased. You get it, so to say, and that may affect the way you perceive things. But I think light intervention in forms of attacks and knowing how capable the United States is at meeting exact targets, I think we may be open to that, provided the Nigerian government is carried along in whatever the United States is planning to do. Because the truth of the matter is that every well-meaning Nigerian should be happy about whatever is going to end terrorism. Do you understand? Because terrorists are nobody's friends. They are nobody's friends. They are killers, they are murderers, and all of that. So we should all be happy that we want to end them. We want to kill them. We don't want them to exist. And so whatever can be done, but then don't bring war to Nigeria, because you can only know the beginning of war. You don't know the end. Besides, we don't really need war. US that can send a drone to kill a man in Iran, and they killed that man, and that drone went back again neatly. They can do a lot with drones and all.
So the heavy and the medium option.
They should just they shouldn't go there.
I mean, Mikhail, should Nigeria be open to this?
No, we should be open to collaboration. Yes, and we've collaborated with the US in the past when one of their citizens was kidnapped.
Yes.
You know, and they had to come and rescue him here. Some multi-terrain vehicles belonging to Nigeria were used. And Nigeria also helped with intelligence. You know, so the time they were dropping those paratroopers who took out the terrorists who had kidnapped the American, Nigerian troops were not far from the scene. This is a sort of collaboration that we need. We are not. I'm not open to him just unilaterally coming to drop bombs here, even if you know thick concentrations of bandits or Boko Haram fighters and all that. Because yes, for example, now if he wants to bomb the part of Sambisa forest where these boys have concentrated, it's a welcome development, but it must be with the knowledge and collaboration of Nigerian troops, not that you just come from, we won't even be aware, you just drop it. It's not good.
All right, Vicky, we have someone joining us. Benga calling in from Abuja. You're welcome to the show.
Good evening, Benga.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Gide. Good evening to your lead there. Trump has been a help to us in the past. He was the one that supposed to cannot get to us.
Okay.
But this time around, I don't see him coming to help. Number one, in terms on the issue of falsehood, that is Christian genocide. I mean, Teddy Cruz was saying that over 50,000 Christians have been killed, over 20,000 churches have been burned, which are false. I'm asking myself, where are 20,000 churches in the north? Now, calling this nation a disgraceful nation, I'm trying to reason with you. If I try to help me and you are insulting me, I could not marry together. To me, the president to work directly with him and ignore his message and focus on getting the state governor to be into the state and community policing. That is what can help us to defeat these marauders, Boko Haram, terrorists, and the rest of it.
All right, thank you.
You don't leave Trump on his own.
Thank you.
Can't bully us.
Thank you. Now, Vicky,
I think that there's a point that our officials are trying to make. The Minister of Information said security agencies since Bola Tinubu assumed office have killed 13,500 terrorists and arrested more than 17,000 suspects, rescued more than 9,850 abducted persons. So they are trying to show that, look, it's not as if we are not doing anything. And it's true. That musician, Rarara, you know, sang a song in which he listed, he was praising No Ribadu. He listed the big bandits that No Ribadu has killed under his watch, killed under No Ribadu's watch. And you see, these things, it is not headline news to most people. It's only the negativity that a lot of us feast on.
Which is sad.
We don't even know that a lot of work is being done. When soldiers get killed, and the Chief of Defense Staff complain about that, when soldiers get killed, we are happy to make noise about it. But when they make breakthroughs on the battlefield, we behave like it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So now, what our people are trying to do is to say, look, we've been working hard. Look at how many people we have killed. It's not as if we've simply left these boys alone to be doing what they want. And that the Chief of Air Staff has also said, we won't be distracted. We'll continue our work, which is good. It's part of, you know, you have to control the narrative. You have to show to the world that, look, despite what Trump has said, it's not as if we are a country that is shameless, that is not prepared to even deal with these non-state actors.
Exactly.
We may not have achieved enough, but at least efforts have been made. So that is the...
All right, we have Alaba calling in from Lagos. Alaba?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Babajide, I salute you, and woman there, I salute you. You have all the name on the head, but there is a particular adjective that President Donald Trump used to qualify Nigeria, which is very, very wrong. Is it stupid or
disgraced? Disgraced.
There's one particular adjective which is very, very wrong. Even using such a language to over 200 million people is a concern to every Nigeria. No matter which help Donald Trump wants to help Nigeria, I think the help is now useless. Look, I want to tell Nigeria
Thank
now.
you.
Community and state policing should be organized within ourselves. We don't need the help of America.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, the U.S. Congress is also working on a bill seeking visa ban and asset freeze on some groups and individuals. Is this necessary, and what impact will this have?
You see, when America wants to fight you, they have different options. And that is why they even mentioned issue of stopping AIDS and the rest. If they want to stop visa for certain categories of people, the categories will be within those they think should maybe are involved in terrorism. Don't forget the fact that USA has a lot of data.
Yes.
So when they say if they tell you that they know sponsors of terrorists, they know them, both locally and internationally. So if they identify local sponsors and they place them on visa ban, that's great. It's a welcome development.
It's a welcome development.
Yes, it's a welcome development. So if whatever they think they can do at that level to stop people that are either directly or remotely connected to all of these problems, they can do that. But what we are just saying here is that in doing all of this, they should understand what Nigeria is doing.
Absolutely.
And that is why it is very important. I also saw all the things that the Minister of Information said, and also what the Chief of Naval Staff also said about what they are doing, and the air staff chief about flights and the rest, and also urging the people to fly to meet targets and all of that. You know, all the activities that we are doing to fight this problem, very important.
Very, very important. All right, let's move straight to our final conversation.